we are talking about some big mistakes that you can make out on trail and how to avoid them. That way you can have a better time whenever you're out in the woods or the desert or wherever you happen to be going. I know that my shirt says it's better around the campfire, but I'm filming in the YouTube studio today. That's because we are having a baby in like 4 days. I want to be at home just in case he comes early. The first mistake is your expectations when it comes to meals out on trail. You can buy freeze-dried meals like Packet Gourmet, Mountain House, Good to Go, Backpacker's Pantry, or my favorite, Peak Refuel. And I will tell you, often the quality does not equal the price because these things run you $10 to $25 typically. And my favorite is the Peak Refuel Sweet Pork and Rice, as well as their strawberry granola. Both great meals, but not nearly as good as what I'm gonna eat at home or at a restaurant, obviously. This is just pouring hot water in something and rehydrating it. And if you don't do it just perfectly, it's gonna be even worse. So I will tell you, you might wanna lower your expectations on how good those meals are. The second mistake, I made this on my very first trip, it is poor time management. You don't estimate how long it's gonna take you to do your hike very well. And what happened to me is I went on my first trip. We were doing 10 miles through the Smokies, starting at Fontana Dam and continuing on the Appalachian Trail. And that is a very hard hike, which we started at 11 a.m. And we did not reach the shelter until, I don't know, 9 or 10 p.m. It was late. Everybody at the shelter was asleep. It was dark out. And I was just practicing poor time management. But I've learned from that. That allows me to make better educated decisions on how long a hike is going to take. So don't be like me and start too late or over or underestimate how long the hike is going to take you. Experience is the best teacher here. The third mistake is ignoring trail etiquette. So this could be things like leave no trace principles, which means basically leave things how you found them. Leave no trace, it's in the name. Also things like yielding whenever you're out on trail. You got horses, maybe dirt bikes, maybe bikes, just other hikers. Who is supposed to yield to who? Well, most of the time there's going to be a sign telling you either the horses have the right of way or you have the right of way or mountain bikes have the right of way. But let's say you're going uphill or downhill and there's some other hikers or backpackers coming. Typically the uphill people, they have the right of way, but sometimes they want to stop and take a break. They'll motion you on through. Just be courteous, whichever one works out best. If there's a big group coming through, then I will just step aside and let the big group go through just because it's more convenient. Just practice common sense and common courtesy and you'll be good to go. Number 4 is ignoring weather conditions. This could mean not checking the radar or the predictions before you head out there. The other part of the mistake is not packing the appropriate attire or gear for the weather that you're going to be out there in. For example, it could be as simple as forgetting a rain jacket, or it could be very severe. Maybe you didn't waterproof your sleeping bag somehow. Maybe you didn't put it in a dry bag or a trash bag and it gets soaking wet. And then you're out there and you're in hypothermic conditions, which would be really, really bad. So just make sure you do your research before you head out on trail. Watch videos like this and others, read books. Ask around, maybe take somebody with you that knows what they're doing. Check the weather report before you head out and be prepared for lower or higher temperatures than is forecasted. I usually go at least 10 degrees below for my sleeping gear. Number 5, it is bringing your power bank with you, but forgetting the cords to charge whatever your electronics are. And I've been there, I've done that. Luckily, I've had friends on trail with me where I can bum their iPhone cord or whatever, but I have the solution for you. It's these power banks. This is a 10,000 milliamp hour power bank. I got one in pink, one in blue here with me. And what it does is it prevents that problem from happening because it has 3 cords that will output built in to the power bank. Like this is a lightning cord. You have a USB-C. You can also charge this using a USB-A, just plugging it directly in, or there's inputs here where you can charge it. And look at that, it's got a cute little loop out of the micro USB cord. A little button on the side, and then if you press that, it'll pop up and tell you what percentage power that you have left. It only weighs 195 grams, or if you're in America, that would be 6.87 ounces. It comes in 7 colors, so you can pick one out today. I'll link it below because VRURC is today's video sponsor, and thank you for supplying me with some power banks and making this video possible. Y'all check them out in the link below. Number 6 is not keeping track of your location. When you're out on the trail, it's really easy to make a wrong turn, so I'll often check my phone, the GPS to make sure I'm going in the right direction. Literally every intersection, I just think, it is absolutely free and there's no risk of me checking the app to make sure I'm going to go the right way before I get 20 minutes down the trail and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've walked a mile and now I got to turn back and just eat that mile again. I would suggest, don't just rely on technology. Take a paper map with you, know how to use it. Often look at the landmarks around you, make sure you're in the right place. It is absolutely free to check the map, so check it as often as you want. Number 7, we touched on this a bit. It is the wrong clothing choices, but I want to emphasize a couple of things. Fashion over function does not work when it comes to backpacking. Out here in the normal synthetic world where you're working your job, sure, fashion is great. I love to get dressed up. It's awesome. But when you're out on trail, function is everything. You will find that, especially when people start through hiking things, all those fashion woes just go away and you just want things that work. You really want wick away things that are synthetic, maybe some spandex in there, 2% spandex, so it's got a little stretch, some polyester stuff. Even merino wool or wool blends are great. They stink a little less and they dry a little easier. And I also want to emphasize the rubber meets the road when it comes to your shoes. So try out your shoes before you head out on trail. Maybe buy them an REI so you can return them for free. Don't try out your shoes for the first time whenever you're out on trail. I want you to comment below and tell me what are some other mistakes that I should add in this video or future videos. If you've enjoyed, make sure you give me one of these, subscribe to the channel, kick that notification bell for the latest notifications. We'll see you in the next one.